I just got a phone call that there is a swarm in town and they need someone to come in and catch it. So I'm heading to town. If this is a decent sized swarm, it could make up for the one that we lost a few weeks ago when we had 2 swarms on the same day. For us, the 2 swarms really came down to poor spring management. We really needed to add some additional hive bodies or boxes on top of the existing hives. I made several splits from hives that made it through the winter in the spring, and we've been really busy with the chickens, building the chicken coop and other projects, and really just haven't gotten back to managing the apiary very well. So this is a little jump start for me to recapture the swarm that we lost potentially, and get out in the apiary and do some management and some work there. I know that other people have been harvesting a lot of honey so far. We had frames that were almost full when I checked the last time, but it's been quite a few weeks ago. So it's really time to get back out there and get things brought up to date and check on everybody and see how all of the bees are doing. So I'm really thinking about things as I'm driving into town. A couple of things that I'm thinking about. This is a person that I haven't met yet. They called my mentor beekeepers, and they were busy, so they gave me a call to see if I wanted to come in and get this swarm of bees. They said that the swarm is in a tree about 8 feet off of the ground, so I grabbed the 10-foot step ladder. Bees that have swarmed have really gorged themselves on honey because they could be homeless for a day or a couple of days. So I tell kids when I teach them about bees to think about after Thanksgiving dinner when we've all eaten a lot of food, and usually what we do is we lay around and watch television or play games and visit, but there's not a lot of wrestling or sports or things like that that usually we're all doing right after that big dinner. So a swarm of bees are much more calm than when you get into their actual hive, their home, and you're digging around looking and doing checks. So I brought minimal equipment with me. I brought a cardboard box to shake them into. If they are in the tree like they told me, then they'll be all clustered together, and it's really easy then just to hold a box underneath of them and shake them down into the box. I have my full bee suit. It's actually Ben's, but when he's not with me, I wear it because I have a pant jacket set, and that's just one more seam that angry bees can kind of wiggle their way through potentially. I also wear gum boots or, chore boots. I've gotten stung on the ankles through my socks a lot of times the first couple of years, so now I just wear thick rubber boots. The pant leg comes down over that. If I'm dealing with a hive that tends to be more agitated or aggressive, I duct tape around the pant leg and the boot to create a seal. I don't think I'll have to do that today, but I've just been stung in the ankle through my socks enough times that I wear my boots now. I grabbed a few other tools, but I'm hoping I won't need them. I don't know how much recording I'll do while I'm actually up on the ladder getting the bees because I don't know this person or the situation very well. So we'll see, but hopefully all goes well. Those are the things I'm kind of thinking through in my mind as I'm on my way into town. Okay, so I'm here, and there are 2 trees in the yard. I don't see any bees in any of them. I knocked on the door and no one answered, so I don't know if there was a swarm or if it left. Sometimes people think a small group of bees are a swarm. All right, he was a super nice guy. We had a long conversation about 4 options for his bees. Really just one of them would save the bees, but that would mean losing that big trunk of the tree. So that's going to be something he needs to sleep on and think about. Bees, there's been a lot of research done, and there's some real hard science behind what they look for when they're moving to a new place to live. And so they need a certain amount of volume in the cavity that they're looking at. When they swarm, they're really in comb building mode. They want to build lots and lots of comb. So they need a big cavity. And when I put my hive tool into the crevice or the opening to the hole, and my hive tool is about 10 inches long, when I pushed it downward, I couldn't find the bottom of the hole. So it's a pretty good size hole in a tree. They also usually want an opening that's only about 4 square inches, because that's a big enough or small enough area that they can guard that entrance from predators and other insects. So that crevice in that tree was probably ideal. He said that it was less than 2 hours from when he was in the yard and there was no activity, so there were no bees flying around, to when they actually were in the tree. So that was a swarm that probably landed somewhere else, and then the scouts found that empty tree and they went back and told the swarm, we found the perfect place, and they all flew and moved in. So we'll see what he decides to do. It's kind of an interesting thing. There are always great things to learn, and it's a lot of fun.